Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video. If you've been a fan of me for a really long time, like since the beginning of my YouTube channel when I started back in 2018, you would know that I used to film my videos here, downstairs in the dining room. But lately I've been filming upstairs in my childhood bedroom, but it's currently occupied by my roommate, aka my sister and her friend. And I didn't want to interrupt them, so I'm filming here instead in this echoey chamber instead. It's not really a chamber, there's just not like a front door. Anyway, all that to say, I know I just complained about my August reading month, but every time I complain about my reading month, it tends to improve right after. So here I am filming another recent reads video. So anyway, the first book on this list is called Keeper of the Rend. This story is a middle-grade science fiction contemporary, and it follows a young boy who loves birds. And basically he moves to the countryside and he discovers an invasive species. Some people would categorize this as like magical realism, but I would categorize it as like science fiction fantasy more like. I don't know. I'm always hesitant about using the term magical realism because like, what's the difference between magical realism and urban fantasy? I'm finally noticing the echo. I don't love the echo. But anyway, yeah. Anywho, with that said, I enjoy this book. I had really low expectations for it because I haven't read a book by this author in many, many moons. She wrote the Last Magician trilogy, which I read the first book of, but I never continued the series, which I thought was good but not great, basically. Anyway, this book was also good but not great. I enjoyed the world building, it was interesting. I wish it was more fleshed out in terms of showing rather than telling. I enjoyed the main friendship, I liked the characters. The plot was interesting and it was intriguing. It's just that overall, I didn't really like this book that much, and I wish that it was just better. You know what I mean? I finished it thinking, wishing it was better, so I rated it 3 stars. So take that as you will. I'm glad this book is a standalone because I would not be continuing it, if that makes sense. So take that as you will. The next book on this list is called The Science of Friendship. This story is a middle-grade contemporary following a young black main character who's trying to investigate the science behind friendship, particularly in terms of friendship breakups and makeups, if that makes any sense. This book is absolutely so good. I really, really enjoyed it. I put this book on my August TBR. I almost said my September TBR. September hasn't happened yet. Although I am finalizing my books for my September TBR, which is why it's on the mind. But anyway, this book was so good. It was so relatable. Every single time the main character spoke, I was like, that's me when I was 12. Like not wanting your parents to be involved in your friendships, that's so relatable. The characters are so authentic, the friendships are so wholesome and so lovely. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. Even her relationship with her brother was so well done. Like I loved all the interviews and everything. This book is so good. I love journalism. This book is excellent. I really, really enjoyed it from the beginning to the end. This book definitely lived up to my expectations. And with that said, I rated it 4 stars. And I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Mighty Millie Novak. This story is a YA contemporary following a young bisexual main character who's navigating roller derby, social anxiety, and her parents' divorce, as well as a new romance. I was really excited for this book, and again, it was on my August TBR, but unfortunately, I didn't like this book as much as I was really expecting, because first of all, Millie as the main character, I found her to be so selfish and so annoying from the get-go. Now, I understand that she is younger than the majority of like YA characters I typically read about, and don't get me wrong, it gets addressed like towards the end of her character arc, but like, I just found her so annoying from the beginning to the end. You know what I mean? But again, she's 15, so it's understandable. Also, her self-deprecation, although it's understood, got really annoying really quickly. I just remembered that when I was filming in this area back then, I really hated the shadow of my glasses on my face. But anyway, that's irrelevant. The point is, I didn't really love this book that much. As for the romance, the endgame romance particularly, I thought that Millie's feelings for her love interest kind of came out of nowhere because she spent the majority of the book like pining for someone else. You know what I mean? And being so obsessed with someone else. But anyway, as for the roller derby moments, I loved those elements. I love a team sport full of girls. I've always loved that. So yeah, I don't really know if any of that makes any sense, but basically overall, I rated this book 3 stars, so take that as you will. The next book on this list is called Bánh Mì For Two. This story is a YA contemporary following 2 sapphic Vietnamese main characters as they unravel their family history together, as well as eat up all the street food in Vietnam and follow their dreams. This story is absolutely so good, and I really enjoyed it. For those who don't know, and I think I've said this before recently, I'm half Vietnamese, so I love reading books that really represent my culture. Like the setting and the food and everything was so atmospheric and so immersive. Like I've been to Saigon myself, and it felt so like vibrant and vivid. The setting is so well done. The family dynamics were awesome. The romance is so cute and so lighthearted and so sweet. Like, I wish I could say that I ate it up though, because frankly for me, I was more interested in like the family history moments and all of those things. You know what I mean? The romance for me felt secondary, and this book is a rom-com, so with that, like the side characters were really underdeveloped. Honestly, like I don't even remember their names at all. I don't really remember anything about them either, honestly. But like overall, this book was sweet. It was nice. It was very lighthearted. It's fun. It's happy. We love to see it. So anyway, I don't really know if that makes any sense. The 2 main characters were well done, and I enjoyed like their established romantic dynamic from the beginning, and their chemistry made sense, and I liked it. It's just that for me personally, I was way more interested in the family history than anything else. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. I would highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called Something Like Light. This story is a YA contemporary following a young biracial main character as he navigates a new alternative school as well as a new romance. This story is absolutely so good, and it's so well done. First of all, I love coming of age stories. The plot was so engaging and so intriguing. I love the idea of like making your own second chance, if that makes any sense, especially at a school that people tend to underestimate the students at, with the reputation it has and everything. The romance was so cute and so well done. This book is straighter than I was expecting it to be. Like, I don't really think the main character's sexuality is really stated or alluded to as being queer, even though the book is tagged as LGBT on Goodreads. Obviously, I understand that means, like, sometimes, for some books, that doesn't necessarily mean that the main character is queer. Sometimes that means, like, side characters are queer or whatever. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that if you're expecting an MLM romance, like I was, like a main MLM romance, you won't be receiving one. That's all. Anyway, all that to say, the friendships are lovely and wonderful. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. This book deserves all of its hype and so much more. It is absolutely so excellent, and I just really enjoyed it from the beginning to the end. It is so good, and it's so well done. So anyway, all that to say, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly recommend it. So in conclusion, as you can probably tell, it's much more echoey down here than it is upstairs, so I probably won't be filming here again anytime soon. But anyway, in conclusion, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the egg emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!